I'm going to be entering the Depict film competition. There is one main constraint within the whole brief, the rules and regulations, that being that the film can be no longer than 90 seconds. I've entered this competition before and found that the 90-second constraint enabled me to have to be more creative with my decisions on what shots mattered and what shots didn't. Therefore, 90 seconds isn't a long time to get across a whole film from start, middle, end. With this in mind, I went for a walk, and the place where I go with my dog is a field nearby. However, often when I go out there, I'm the only person there, and quite often I stand at a certain point and I look at a tree on a hill, and it just stands alone. There's nothing else by it, just in the middle of a hill, and I really like the shot, and for quite a long time now I've wanted to use that in a film. So whilst I stood there thinking, I'm here and this is the only view, there's only one person seeing this and that's me, this got me thinking that there's 7.4 billion people in the world, and I'm living a different day to everybody else. So what if in 90 seconds, just out of one day, if everybody took the time to just stop and just do one good thing? And then I started thinking, well, if they did just stop and do one good deed, that how much would that 90 seconds combine to? So when I got home, I looked it up and I started calculating it. And if everybody in the world just took 90 seconds to do one good thing, that would equivalent to 21,000 years of kindness just from one day. So I was quite amazed at the amount of time that it was. Didn't think it would be anything like that. So with this in mind, my 90-second film will start with the opening shot of the tree. I then want to have an actor, which I will be using my friend Lewis, and he will be stood next to the tree. There'll be a lot of wind atmosphere in this scene throughout to maintain continuity. He will then cut to a close-up shot of him, and you see by the foot of the tree there'll be a bird's nest that has been blown out of the tree, and it'll have a few smashed eggs inside and a few unhatched eggs. There'll be then a cut shot of Lewis to show his reaction to what he's just seen, so using the cooler shaft effect to get his reaction across. The film will then cut to black briefly. The wind atmosphere will have built up and then it will crescendo and then die down. Then there will be, the second scene will be a montage sequence showing people in everyday life, so people sat in traffic, people talking on the phone, typing on the keyboard, on the internet, scrolling through Facebook, just people just stood staring at their phones or travelling, rushing, arguing, just every day. Just showing that the world that we live in today is being rushed. We only get one life, and everyone seems to be fixated on doing the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. Whereas, if everybody just stopped, in the time that it takes to watch that film, if everybody just stopped and took a breather, and rather than being in a rush to get to work or rushing to get to see your friends or something, anything like that, just to take the time out to do something that will make a difference, help somebody, help something, or it doesn't have to cost any money. Just to do one simple act of kindness, and it can generate 21,000 years combined if we all did it. So I want to show the fact that everybody is frantic and not thinking about what they're doing. and then that montage sequence will get across that point. During the montage sequence, I will have a voiceover saying, in the time that it takes you to watch this film, if everybody did that one simple thing, it would generate 21,000 years of good deeds. Then it will cut back to the shot of the tree, and the actor won't be in shot. Then he'll walk from left to right towards the tree, and you'll see a close-up shot of him hanging a bird box onto the tree and picking up the nest and putting it inside the bird box, removing the eggs and putting the nest inside. Then it will cut to a long shot, roughly 240 metres away, on a wide-angle lens, showing him walking away from the tree. And at this point, the film will slowly start to fade away, and the wind atmosphere that will be playing will slowly start to fade away, leaving the last few seconds silent. That will take up my 90 seconds and will hopefully get across the point that I'm trying to make. As for the actor, like I say, my friend Lewis has agreed to act for me, and as regard to props, all I'm going to need is a bird box, which I'll either make or buy. When it comes to kit, I will be needing to book out the Blackmagic pocket camera, the Zoom H4n recorder to get the atmosphere sounds and to record the voiceover. I will need a tripod, and I will need the Zeiss 35mm lens and the Samyang 16mm lens. That's it regarding kit. I know what locations I want to film at, which will be on my blog. There'll be more information there, as well as a rough image of some of the opening shots that I want, like inspiration ideas as well. So thank you for listening.